Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So today I am in Northern California, and I'm going to San Jose to run a half marathon, a rock and roll half marathon. But I thought I'd do a video talking about, how about living for the weekend? I was actually just writing a chapter in my book in the plane ride over here, and I was writing about work-life balance. And I tend to think that work-life balance is a myth, and I thought this would make a good video since a lot of people tend to disagree with me on this. I tend to get a lot of questions about work-life balance from a lot of developers that are trying to achieve this, especially a lot of students too, because your schedule is busy, or you feel like you're spending all your time working or going to school and stuff, and so you don't know how to achieve work-life balance. Especially also a lot of you developers that are trying to be entrepreneurs, or you're trying to start a side business or get in shape or something, and you got family, you got kids and stuff, and you don't know how to balance all this stuff. How do you get all this stuff done and still have a life? So my answer to that question is that, work-life balance is a myth, because the thing is, like, you don't want to spend okay, so let's look at it this way, right? How many of us are living for the weekend, right? How many of you, like, you live for Saturday and Sunday and those beautiful 3-day weekends when they show up, but the rest of the time you're just waiting until the weekend happens, or you're waiting till that clock hits 5 o'clock so you can finish your work. It doesn't mean that you don't like your job, right? Some of you, of course, like your job, and sometimes you like your job, sometimes you don't. But the thing is, like, you can't put your life on hold just because you're working. And so it's actually unhealthy, in my opinion, to compartmentalize your life so that you've got work and you've got real life, the life that you enjoy. Instead, you should really combine these and wow, traffic here. You should really combine these and just live your life, right? So that you always are living your life. So let's talk about how many hours you have in the day, right? So think of it this way. Okay, so if if you're a typical person, right, you've got 24 hours in the day, right, unless you've got a time machine, and 8 of those hours you're going to spend sleeping, probably, right? That leaves you at 16. And then you're supposed to work 8 hours a day. You got to commute an hour. Some of you probably work more than 8 hours. I think most people on average work 9, maybe 10 hours a day. And so what are you left with? Maybe 10 hours for work, from your 16, so you're left with 6 hours a day. So are you going to live your life in 6 hours a day? Is that a life that you want? And then the weekends, and that's it? And then, so how much of your life are you wasting if you do that? Instead, you should view your entire life as one integrated thing. You shouldn't be waiting for the weekend. You shouldn't be making such a separation between work and life, and only enjoying your life or not putting your life on hold when you don't have to work, right? This is I think a critical thing is you just have to realize that your life is your work is part of your life. So I think it becomes unhealthy when you try to make those separations and you try to pull those two things apart, because you end up either being at work and wishing that you were home, or thinking about your life and the things that you want to do other than work, trying to make it through that time. Or when you're at home and you're not supposed to be thinking about work, what do? You take your work home with you, and you're thinking about work. Instead, if you kind of integrate those two parts and you're just saying, I'm just living my life and this is part of my life and I don't worry about balance, you end up with a much better situation where you're not putting your life on hold all the time. So anyway, basically what I'm trying to say here is this, don't compartmentalize your life. Don't separate your life. There's so many people that are living their lives on hold. They're waiting to achieve this thing, right? I did this video about someday, and you should check this out about someday I will, someday I'll do this. Don't wait for someday. Don't wait for someday to live your life. Don't wait until you achieve some goal, or you reach some financial status, or you, whatever it is, and don't wait to live your life. Instead, just live your life. It's part of your work, is part of your life, right? And don't make these things separate. Don't try and make it so that you've just got work and then you got life, and there the two shall meet. Instead, integrate that together. And I know it sounds kind of weird when I'm saying this, but what it means is that you recognize that there's not some kind of secret formula. There's not some kind of, I'm going to spend 8 hours working and then I'm going to decompress and not bring my work home, and then I'm going to spend X hours, playing with the kids and then doing my hobby and whatnot. You have to realize that it's all part of your life. Who you are, being a software developer or whatever, an entrepreneur, that's part of you, and that's part of your life, and it's a critical part of your life, and it's gonna permeate. It should permeate all areas of your life, just like who you are personality-wise and your hobbies and interests should permeate your work life. I mean, it's artificial to draw that line, to think that there is actually that line. If you think about it, if you have problems at home, if you're having problems in relationships, if you're having problems, it's going to carry over to work. If you're having problems at work, it's going to carry over to home. So if you create those lines, those separate lines, that's going to be an issue, right? And you're not ever going to enjoy your life, and you're not ever going to enjoy your work, and you're going to put yourself in a bad situation that puts you in a spot where your life is always on hold for some reason, and you're never quite happy, and you never quite can achieve that balance, and you're just not going to be as successful, right? You want to be able to throw yourself into everything that you're doing and to live in the present moment all the time. There's a really good book called The Power of Now that you can check out by Eckhart Tolle. I've mentioned this before, but that's a kind of a good introduction to this idea of living in the present. I also did a video on living in the present, why you should live now, or live in the present. But yeah, so that's it. That I think there's a lot to say on this. Obviously, if you want to hear more of my thoughts on this, I've expanded upon this quite a bit in the chapter in my book. Sign up to get free updates, wherever, click here somewhere, put in your email address, and you'll get actually the free chapters for the book that might be released by the time you're watching this, but you can also get those chapters for free. So yeah, so that's it. And if you like this video, I have a request for you, which is to click the subscribe button and make me part of your life. Integrate your John life balance, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.